Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Me'al Abraham. I'm looking at Psalm 37, 23, and 24. This section, as part of the acrostic structure, begins with the mem. And the author, King David, is using mem here as a preposition, a prefix preposition, agglutinated to the front of Jehovah. So, from Jehovah, we receive something from Jehovah. So it's an entirely positive, dedicated portion pointing out what Jehovah does for the righteous man, the good man, the Gever, the Gever who is faithful to Jehovah and delights in the steps, delights in everything that happens in terms of what Jehovah does for this person. So very, very beautiful section here, entirely positive. Sometimes you see contrast, sometimes previous one I think was entirely dedicated to how Jehovah destroys the evil ones in the world, but this one now entirely positive. Power of positive thinking here we'll see in this particular section at least. So our verse begins right here, Meh Jehovah, and then it's from, prefixed form of the mem. This also operates as an independent prefix sometimes, or preposition, min, but this one's a prefix and it's agglutinated. It's tied right onto the front of it, of Meh Yehovah, from Jehovah. Mish Adeh, that's the steps of Gever, of the good man, the right man. Gever has a sense of, I put in good man because I feel very much what happens in Ruth 2 verse 1. In reference to Boaz, he's the Gibor Hayil, he's the man that's of virtue, the man of good things. And so Gever often is used in the sense of good. And everything that happens in the rest of our passage right here are the good things that happens to this Gever. So we're looking at a very positive side of Gever. In plural, Giborim, you have Giborim David, the strong men of David. They happen to be the guards, the Beit Giborim, the house of the guards, out close to the wall of the city of Jerusalem. Still there even during time of Nehemiah. But anyway, Gibor and Geber are the strong people. I didn't like translating it as strong man because in English the word strong man sometimes has a negative connotation. I'd rather translate it Geber as a good man. And often translators would just leave it man and let you decide the other aspects of this man. So Geber. Kol Nanu, and this one's a pual, so it's a little bit of a reflexive sense. It's based very much on ken. In other words, the ken in Hebrew is yes, 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 yes. Okay, so it's something that's getting affirmed, something that Jehovah says yes to. Okay, he affirms it. It's an affirming thing. So he affirms, he established. The word established is a pretty good way of looking at it. Makes it strong, makes it firm, makes it good. Okay, so it's reflexive and plural because it's based on Mishadeh. Mishadeh. These are the steps, the deliberate, one by one, often used when Israel was traveling through. It's like the marching step of its men as they travel. So the marching steps. So it's deliberate steps. Let's say that's the kind of steps we're talking about. Meshadeh, Konanu, they are firmed up. They are strong. They are firmed. Jehovah says yes to them. Okay. And again, Pual is reflexive, plural, third person plural, and it's plural because of Mishadeh. These steps are affirmed. They're strong. They are established. The person who affirms this is, of course, Jehovah. Incidentally, we're picking up Revia right over here. I was looking for Revia Mogrash, but it doesn't come in front of this. So we'll find a Revia Mogrash a little bit later, right over here, in fact. Darcho, and his road, his way. Yehafetz. Now, there's something kind of interesting about Yehafetz. He is happy about it. He delights in it. Yehafetz. We've seen Yehafetz used already in our passage, and And when it was used previously it was the righteous man, the good man, is happy about it. And so if you're looking for an antecedent, you're looking who the subject would be of this particular verb, the gever is probably a good choice here. But some passages, I was looking at the Bible of America, the translation of the Bible of the Americas, and that was Jehovah was happy about it. Okay, so in fact they put it in there. So Yahvetz. I'm leaving it open. You can decide yourself. And in fact, there's a possibility it can go either way or both ways. In other words, the Geber is happy, delights. Jehovah is happy, he delights as well. So it is a singular verb, so we can't say both of them together in the verb here. But it can be either one, and you can consider it which way you want. Both will work. That's fine. Darko Yehafetz, he's happy with the road he is taking. As I said, the derech is Darko. Incidentally, this is agglutinated here. The derech originally would be a double segolate with a mil el accenting, but if you go with agglutination on this word, it becomes a mil ra, and it stretches out a little bit more, and we get darko, his road, his way, his pathway. Same thing as where these mesadeh would be going. But this also is your sum total of your moral and ethical behavior is your road, your derech, your darko. Ki, because, and then here's Siluk Sof Pasuk closes off this verse right here. Ki Yahol, our corrector almost covered up the dagish that's in here. So yeah, I was tempted to say Yafol, but no, it's Pol. It's going to be strong P, aspirated P, Pe, and so Yapol, and he falls. So who's going to fall? Again, this Geber. Okay, this Geber. So very obviously, you're not going to have the Lord fall. It's going to be the man, Geber, falling. Ki Yapol, he falls. And then Lo, you Tal, but he isn't staying there. He doesn't stay there. He isn't planted there. And here I've got a few of what I call a paleographic or the very ancient. This is actually the original version used in Hebrew writings, pre-exilic Hebrew writings. So you just cherry pick it a little bit. This one's actually way back to the hieroglyphic forms, but this one's the paleographic forms. So what I call the pre-exilic forms is this one and this one and this one. I think this one's actually the Samaritan Oscar. With all these fonts that are now available, you can kind of choose what looks good. Anyway, you tal, and this one is then a mark with a circle around it. And so what happens here, and in fact the tet is often used for when you are pointed down at a certain mark on the ground. You're pointed at that spot and boom, you stay there. You can plant something with this. He doesn't stay planted. He doesn't stay pushed into that mark that's on the ground. So you can just take a mark on the ground here. Poor guy falls, but he doesn't stay stuck on that mark. He's not stays down. He gets up. I mean, but he doesn't stay there. Okay, so that's a very beautiful graphic way of describing what happens with Yutal. Ki, because Jehovah. Now, keep my Hebrew viewers happy, and I'll just say right out, okay, Revya Mugrash, okay. But I'm going to keep some people who are willing to use the vowel rather than taking this as an accent. Take it as a vowel, okay. Jehovah, beautiful Yod Hey Holam Vav Comets Hey. Okay, so Jehovah. Okay. I'm gonna certainly. Some people are going to be happy to hear this. Some people are not going to be happy when I declare this thing. Certainly looks a lot like a holam. So Jehovah. Shomek, he upholds, and this is again we've seen this one in a previous study of the process or the action of holding something up, and we see it here with a somek. Okay, so this is somek. The letter somek means to hold something up, is to support it, to hold it firm. And here it is. It's got a nice pole holding it up in the air. When this somek was converted from pre-exilic to post-exilic style, this was post-exilic, of course, from driving all the way from Babylon when they adopted the square Aramaic font. That then came from this particular arm or this particular brace on the side of the original somek. So that became then the somek. So he holds up yado, his hand. Okay, this is the really ancient hieroglyphic derived version of the hand. This one's the pre-exilic seals. You find it on seals. You'll find it on ancient manuscript. You'll see it in the silver scrolls and so forth. And what has happened is the hand is still that part facing forward like that, and then this then is the arm right here, arm and then hand. Okay, so that's one way of visualizing what the yad is doing. Now he holds up his hand. Now the word yad in Hebrew often means power, or means now you'll hear it in something like the hand of God went out against or for. In other words, when the hand of God goes out, when the hand of Jehovah goes out to something, something happens. Okay. In other words, hand is a symbol of the power. In other words, the ability to do something. It isn't just the physical hand, but what the hand can do. Okay. Shomek yado. He upholds his hand. He upholds the strength that this geber has. Okay. Again, very beautiful passage, and I'd like to meditate a little bit more on what happens here. In life, when you go forward in life, there are times that, wow, you hit a spot where you just collapse. You can't take it anymore. You hit the ground. You fall over. Sometimes physically, yes, you've fallen, broken something, or had a car crash, or something's happened to you. Okay, boom, you fall. But in Jehovah, okay, Meh Jehovah and Jehovah right here, in Jehovah, you don't stay down. With the hand of God on you, with the hand strengthening you, holding up your hand right here, as we see here, you can pick yourself up, go forward. And this is a really beautiful concept that happens to us and with all of us. All of us are going to face troubles and trials in this world. We're going to face moments when, boom, things just collapse, things just go bad, things go to pieces, and you go, what are you going to do at that point? You go to the Lord, you call on the Lord, and then you will pick up. You will not stay planted. Okay, you will not stay stuck on that spot. Come to the Lord, come to Jehovah. If you find yourself in a moment of trial, find yourself pushed down, pushed into a dire or bad place, come to Jehovah, and He will help you not stay there. In other words, He will help you remove yourself from that mark on the ground. You've hit some spot on the ground, you've hit the mark on the ground, but then it's lo yatul. You will not stay marked on that ground, on that spot, in whatever evil place you have found yourself temporarily. The Lord picks you up, lifts you up, holds up your hand. In other words, very literally, I'm taking care of my mom right now, and quite often, with at 100 years, she's using a walker, but when she isn't using a walker, I hold onto her hand. She's firm then as she takes each step along. She's got the strength. She's just a little bit concerned about her balance. And here, that's what certainly Jehovah does for us. He holds us with our hand, and he supports us and strengthens us as we move forward in life. God bless and God strengthen you in this day, and may God constantly hold on to your hand. God bless. Until the next time.